Today we discuss the aromatic amino acid phenylalanine. In short, F. F stands for phenylalanine because when we pronounce phenylalanine, the word PH is pronounced as F. Therefore, the short form for phenylalanine is F or PHE. Phenylalanine is an aromatic amino acid. It is an essential amino acid. It is both glucogenic and ketogenic. Phenylalanine forms tyrosine and is a part of proteins. So phenylalanine is an aromatic amino acid, an essential amino acid, glucogenic, ketogenic amino acid which will form tyrosine and proteins. Now coming to the formation of tyrosine, or we can say the metabolism of phenylalanine. Phenylalanine will form tyrosine in the presence of phenylalanine hydroxylase. Now this phenylalanine hydroxylase requires a cofactor in the form of tetrahydrobiopterin. This is the active form of biopterin. This forms dihydrobiopterin. In the process, oxygen is utilized to form water. This is a reversible reaction where dihydrobiopterin can be again converted to tetrahydrobiopterin in the presence of dihydrobiopterin reductase. So phenylalanine forms tyrosine in the presence of phenylalanine hydroxylase where oxygen is taking part in the reaction and tetrahydrobiopterin acts as a co-activator or cofactor to form dihydrobiopterin. This dihydrobiopterin can again form the active form of biopterin, that is tetrahydrobiopterin. Now coming to the most important part in aromatic amino acids is that when we see mostly hydroxylase enzyme will be the first enzyme in the reaction of phenylalanine to tyrosine or tyrosine to something else. The hydroxylase reaction is important in both phenylalanine, tyrosine as well as in tryptophan reactions. Wherever the hydroxylase reaction takes part, generally there will be a tetrahydrobiopterin also taking part in the reaction. Now coming to what tyrosine, in a small way we can see what tyrosine will form. Tyrosine will form epinephrine, norepinephrine, it will form dopamine, thyroid hormones and melanin. So in a gist I can say that phenylalanine was an essential amino acid. It was the most important amino acid to form tyrosine. Tyrosine being very important in the formation of epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine, thyroid hormones and melanin. So in a case, if I say that tyrosine is if not being formed in the body from phenylalanine, then it is a very major setback to the body because epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine, thyroid hormone and melanin will not be formed. These hormones have a major impact on the central nervous system and all our development of the body. Now, if I say, if there is a child who has the lack of phenylalanine hydroxylase, this enzyme. So, if phenylalanine hydroxylase is not present, if this enzyme is not present, it will not lead to the formation of tyrosine. If tyrosine is not present, it will not lead to the formation of epinephrine, norepinephrine, dopamine, thyroid hormones and melanin. and phenylalanine would be accumulating in the body. This phenylalanine would accumulate and it will not go and form tyrosine, but it will go to some other cycle and form phenyl pyruvate when this enzyme is absent. So when this enzyme, that is phenylalanine hydroxylase, when this enzyme is absent, this condition is called as phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria, because phenylalanine is accumulated in the body, it takes part in other cycle, it does not form tyrosine, but it will form phenyl pyruvate. So in the absence of phenylalanine hydroxylase, phenylalanine will form phenyl pyruvate and then this phenyl pyruvate will form phenyl lactate and phenyl acetate. This phenyl acetate comes into the urine and it gives a mousy odor to the urine. So phenylketonuria, the phenylalanine accumulates in the body. It will form phenyl pyruvate, it will form phenyl acetate, which will go into the urine and give a mousy odor to the urine. Because it is not forming tyrosine, it is not forming the important catecholamines, not formed. Therefore, there are major CNS symptoms like tremors, low IQ. Because melanin is not formed, there is hypopigmentation. So there is tremors, low IQ, hyperpigmentation, low overall development of the child in phenylketonuria. Phenylalanine was an essential amino acid and it formed tyrosine. But in the absence of phenylalanine hydroxylase, tyrosine will not be formed and tyrosine thus becomes an essential amino acid in phenylketonuria. That is why we need to supply tyrosine in the diet of the child who is suffering from phenylketonuria, and we need to restrict phenylalanine in diet. Okay, but how do we investigate phenylketonuria? The initial investigations included the FeCl3 test, where it gives a bluish green color when it reacts with FeCl3. It is a very crude test. There could be false positives. Second is the Guthrie's test, which is done with the help of microorganism Bacillus subtilis. The best is chorionic villus sampling or amniocentesis to diagnose phenylketonuria. Phenylketonuria is a very common inborn error of metabolism. It can be seen in 1 in 10,000 children, and it is a common cause for low IQ. If it is discovered early in the child, he could be saved from mental retardation, and it would thus be very helpful for the development of the child and the mankind. That's all for phenylalanine. Thank you.